Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching AMTV, Alternative Media Television. It is post-Labor Day holiday weekend, Tuesday, September 6, 2016, and the U.S. government wants to thank you for all your diligent labor. So now you can go back to work just a little bit more productive, and they can tax the shit out of you. Hillary Clinton spoke over the weekend, and she literally coughed up her lung.
Talking so does not have the temperament to be.
Get some water. Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. But I want you to keep in mind that this is a conspiracy theory, according to the mainstream media. Yeah, you can't even trust your own eyes, folks. The fact that Hillary Clinton is coughing up her own lung and couldn't speak for some measly 4 minutes without having a coughing attack, without having a literal fit on camera. You know, God forbid she have another seizure like we've seen with our own eyes. But again, it's all conspiracy, folks. She's completely healthy, even though she collapsed several years ago, had a blood clot in her brain. She's got hyperthyroidism. She is on medication. In fact, they even canceled Dr. Drew's show, his TV show, right after he criticized and ridiculed her health. HLN, I think it was, a sister network of CNN. So keep in mind, folks, this is all a conspiracy. You know, if you go to the front page of the Drudge Report, we've got several images here of Hillary Clinton coughing. Again, there's a long track record and historical timeline with Hillary Clinton and her black lung. Again, she can't even speak. She was giving a speech in Cleveland, Ohio, with Tim Kaine in the background, like, yay! Yay, Hillary! As she's breaking down, coughing up her lung. Now, again, I wouldn't wish ill health on anybody, but I do believe my own eyes. And I know it's not a conspiracy. I know it's a legitimate issue. In fact, we've had dozens of videos that we put out on Hillary Clinton's illness, the potential that maybe she has some kind of disease we don't know about, that she should release independently her health records. But all we get from the MSM, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, is that you're a crackpot, lunatic, conspiracy theorist, quote unquote, if you think something, God forbid, might be wrong with her. I mean, it was so bad that she blamed it on Donald Trump and pollen. It's her allergies. I guess all she needs is a Claritin D. Yeah, that's right. That's why she can't speak. Now, we have up to 10 doctors now, not just Dr. Drew, questioning Hillary's health. This is a legitimate, serious issue. And we have to question her ability to lead the nation in the most stressful job on the planet. MSNBC cuts a live feed as she sputters for air on camera. Because again, the mainstream media doesn't want to show the truth, right? This is a conspiracy theory from the right-winger nut jobs that make up the supporters of Donald J. Trump. It's all conspiracy theory. She even goes as far as to slam the conspiracy theory that she's sick as she's freaking coughing up her lung. I mean, all the mainstream media could ask her on her new plane was like, how's your Labor Day weekend going, Hillary? Oh yeah, and what do you think about the conspiracy that you're sick? You know, former Mayor Rudy Giuliani has talked about this. Pundits have talked about this. Physicians have talked about this. Again, even hyperthyroidism itself, at the very least, can be deadly. This should be front page news, but it's not because they're censoring the truth. Just like they censored our video we put out last week where we were playing some Iran footage. This was an Iran propaganda video, which was completely banned on YouTube, because they don't want you to see the reality. And the establishment is so pro-Hillary Rodham Clinton, she could literally collapse on stage again, and they would say she's perfectly healthy, that it's normal. Don't trust your own eyes, your own two eyes. Everything is fine. It's, la la land. It's absolutely crazy. You know, this is being covered, and again, you can't hide these kinds of spasms, these kinds of seizures, these kinds of attacks. And again, I don't wish ill will on anybody, but this is legitimate. Remember when they investigated John McCain for his melanoma? They wanted to know if he was healthy enough to be the president of the United States. They looked at Mitt Romney very seriously. We've seen this with other presidents. This is a legitimate issue. From NBC News, Hillary Clinton fights back coughing attack and, quote, says, every time I think about Trump, I get allergic to her VP pick in the background just clapping. It was almost like she had a frog in her throat and it was trying to get out. There's even this Happiness and Cyanide skit. I don't know if you've seen this on YouTube where it showed, it's like a cartoon, has really nothing to do with politics at all, where they had these two giraffes. They were hung over and they're like about to throw up and gag from the night before. I mean, it's what Hillary Clinton looks like. And again, folks, the proof is in the pudding. This is not a conspiracy theory. There's a reason why we've had dozens of videos go viral on Hillary Clinton's illness. Because again, the proof is in the pudding. We're going to be getting into all that in today's show. Also, Obama's push to shut down the internet. In about 10 or 15 minutes, we're going to bring on our guest, Marco Santarelli of Narada Real Estate Investments, to talk hard assets, cash flow real estate, tangible ways to not put your head in the sand like an ostrich. Negative interest rates, all these things I've been talking about for years. I hope you got your rest this week in America. I hope you're feeling better, because we are at war with this establishment. In fact, I put out a late night video. Some of you probably caught it. We aired it for about 24 hours and then we pulled it. Just some kind of my deep personal thoughts about the radical left, the overthrow, the hijacking of America. I put out over 2,000 plus videos over the history of this channel, and all of it's come from my gut and my heart. The things that I've talked about, like overt censorship, things that I knew that would happen, are starting to happen. Barack Obama says that the internet shouldn't be the Wild West anymore. Well, why not? It seems to have worked just fine thus far. I mean, these are the things that dictators say. Absolutely dangerous rhetoric. So again, Clinton says that her coughing fit is an allergic reaction. And the mainstream media says, don't trust your own two eyes. Well, I want you to take a look with your own two eyes. We put together a little mashup of this clip, not just in Cleveland, but also aboard her multi-million-dollar plane. Let's go to that right now.
Hey, Cleveland! Happy Labor Day. When we were trying to figure out where we could be, we all said, let's go to Cleveland. And I want to thank Congresswoman Marcia Fudge for hosting us. I've been talking so... Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
When you see that you can't even go to a foreign country without getting into a public feud with the president, I think the answer is clear. Donald Trump does not have the temperament to be our commander-in-chief.
He doesn't particularly care whether Putin and the intelligence services attack American institutions. So, got some water? Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
Well, that was Hillary Clinton, her press conference there aboard her new campaign plane, interrupted.
All right, guys, so this is absolutely insane. I mean, do you not trust your own two eyes? I mean, either she's sick and ill, and there's something seriously wrong with this woman who has a long historical track record of having these fits and having these seizures and collapsing so she conveniently can't go to the Benghazi Gate hearings, for example, and then having a blood clot in her brain and taking some 6 odd months to recover, according to her husband, Bill Clinton. Or she has a frog in her throat. Ribbit. And it's just trying to get its way out. Those are the two distinct possibilities. Either something seriously wrong or there's a frog in her throat. But again, it's all a crackpot conspiracy theory. And all we get from the mainstream media, whether or not it's NBC, CNN, any of the mainstream outlets, is that she's just conveniently having an allergic reaction to Trump. Yeah, that's right. You know, she is in such a weakened state. Maybe all the evil doing that she's perpetrated over the years, along with her husband, and the money laundering scam that makes up the Clinton Foundation, is catching up with her. Maybe she's having her come to Jesus moment. 10 prominent doctors, not just Dr. Drew, who was fired by HLN, a sister company, I think it is, of CNN, are now asking very serious questions, doctors, about Hillary's health. Despite what one physician described as an outbreak in anger against those with opinions about Hillary Clinton's health, more doctors are expressing concerns during the 2016 race to the White House. And now GOP nominee Donald Trump has raised the issue to a new level, according to the Clinton News Network, CNN, by challenging Clinton to release detailed medical records, insisting he would have no problem with his own becoming public. And that's a very important point. Why don't we have transparency on both candidates? I don't want to just hear their inside doc telling me everything's okay. Have an independent third party release full medical records and details of not just Hillary Rodham Clinton, but also Donald J. Trump. And let the American public and the people decide for themselves. Because if we have a leader that can't even speak without having an attack on camera, or a seizure, or a meltdown, or something else, we have a very serious problem, and that is not somebody who is fit to lead the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, as we approach, 9 weeks before the presidential election, and these debates, which I just can't wait for. I mean, I've got my popcorn out. I can't wait to watch Donald Trump rip her freaking head off, which is what I think she's going to do. If she even gets that far. If we even have a presidential debate. I'm not certain she can speak. Remember when she took her long bathroom break when it was with Bernie Sanders, right? It was kind of mysteriously, she just took all this time. Even the announcer was like, where'd she go? Where's Hillary? And then she comes back. There's something serious going on. And it's not just my opinion as a pundit or other pundits talking about this. It is prominent doctors. People like Dr. Lee says they made a huge deal about Senator John McCain because of his melanoma. She told WND, melanoma doesn't give you dementia. She said the images and videos are evidence that should be reviewed and explained to voters. Contending Clinton is not being forthcoming. I mean, why would she lie to us? She's never lied before, right? She's never, set up her own private email infrastructure and then deleted all the emails of classified confidential material. She hasn't pulled rabbits out of her hat and blamed Trump like he's got some secret ties with Russia and Vladimir Putin. I mean, she's never done any of that. She's never been responsible for Benghazi Gate, the deaths of Christopher Stevens, and several other Americans. She's never had a lying husband who on the stand committed perjury, a felony, said he never had sexual relations with that woman. She's never done any of that, so why wouldn't we trust her? She must just have a frog in her throat. That must be the reality. And again, it goes on and on. They talk about Dr. Drew, up to 10 doctors. And all the mainstream media can talk about is that this is just a mockery. These are the new birthers, is what the mainstream media will tell you. Don't trust your own two eyes, even though you just watched that clip, and she can barely freaking operate. It's a serious problem. It's a serious issue. We were way ahead of the curve weeks ago, bringing up this story, pointing out the obvious because we can see it, and I can call this like an umpire, like a referee, and clearly see, plainly see that something is wrong. MSNBC, I mentioned, cut a live feed coverage of Hillary as she was having her coughing attack. Absolutely unbelievable. One of the worst coughing fits I have ever seen, according to MSNBC anchor Ari Melber. Says it's one of the worst coughing fits I have ever seen. She coughed and cleared her throat through over 4 minutes of almost incoherent babble before MSNBC cut away, joking that Hillary had quipped, "Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic." Clinton says the conspiracy theories about her health are not a concern because we don't have journalism in this country. They just tee up these questions. "Hey, what do you think about the conspiracy theories about your health?" As she's having a coughing attack, as she asks for water, and this was kind of mysterious, they give her a bottle, and then she gives the bottle back and they give her a cup. Well, what was in the cup? Is she taking some kind of medication? I mean, obviously she's got her handlers, and they're prepared for this sort of thing. I mean, we can even go back to a complete timeline of the 2016 hacking Hillary coughing fits. According to the American Mirror, Hillary Clinton goes through public coughing fits more than maybe any other politician in modern history. Below, the American Mirror has created a timeline of every one of Clinton's coughing fits this year. And we've played pretty much all of them, if you've been tuning into my show. February 16, 2016, Hillary was giving a speech to the Center for Research and Black Culture in New York. Coughing fit. April 4, 2016, while Hillary was doing a radio interview, has another coughing fit. May 5th, 2016, during a campaign rally speech in California, another coughing fit. June 4, 2016, Clinton was listening during a roundtable discussion when she began hacking uncontrollably, another coughing fit. August 31st, 2016, Hillary was speaking to the American Legion when she appeared to be fighting back, a coughing fit. September 5th, 2016, Hillary suffered a massive coughing fit during a campaign event in Cleveland. And then, of course, also September 5th here, 2016, another coughing fit on her plane. Conspiracy theory, guys. Just, you're crackpot conspiracy theorists and you're a lunatic. And again, do not trust your own two eyes. I'm going to go to a quick break. We're going to be bringing on special guest Marco Santarelli of Norado Real Estate Investments. I want to dig into the economy, negative interest rates, hard assets, where all this is going. We know that they're artificially holding up the stock market today. We're in a massive, massive bubble, and it's incredibly dangerous. And I get dozens of your emails. People say, "Christopher, what are your thoughts on this? What do I do? Do I just throw my cash under my mattress and pray?" We're going to get into all that and more in just a minute. Stay tuned.